The singing you hear is coming from inside this prison. January 6 prisoners behind bars in Washington, D.C. Every night around 9 p.m. they sing their national anthem, relayed by phone to supporters who gather outside.
Stephen Cappuccio, Matthew Caskell, Donald Chilcote.
They recite a January the 6th prisoner
Richard
list.
Harris, Joshua Haynes,
Hero.
Isaiah Farnsworth,
Hero.
In 2024, will the name Donald Trump be added?
Hello, Frank.
Prosecutors say he inspired Capitol rioters.
My name's James Matthews. I'm from Sky News in the UK.
We put that to one, Frank Justino.
I was not inspired by anybody to do any sort of conviction. The way I see it, I never really committed a crime. A lot of people didn't commit any crimes. They were just there to peacefully protest.
You'll probably see the jury...
The test of criminality lies in Trump's courtroom calendar. He faces 4 criminal trials.
91 felony charges. I think all of these cases, he faces real legal jeopardy.
We asked former prosecutor Glenn Kirschner to talk us through the Trump trials ahead.
What that will do is it will probably...
The 4th of March is marked down as the start date for his January 6 trial.
We fight like hell.
He's accused of efforts to overturn the result of the 2020 election, leading to riots at the Capitol.
I think the odds of a conviction are extremely high. I believe that the testimony we will see will come from a chorus of Republican voices. It makes it much more difficult for a defendant, for Donald Trump, for a fellow Republican to say they're all out to get me. Interestingly, the one in New York is set for trial.
After March the 4th, March the 25th is penciled in for the New York State trial on hush money payments to a former porn star and alleged false accounting.
Will you come speak to us, President Trump?
The next due date in court is for the alleged mishandling of classified documents at his Florida home. That's on the 20th of May.
Mr. Trump, why were you holding nuclear secrets, sir?
Charging Donald J. Trump with felony violations of our national security laws.
In the state of Georgia, the prosecution has asked for an August the 5th trial date on charges of trying to overturn the 2020 election result.
Arising from a criminal conspiracy to overturn the results.
They won't all take place before Election Day on November the 5th, but the January 6th trial should.
Nobody knows if he will go to jail, but I believe the judge, I believe the prosecution team, as headed up by Jack Smith, understand that if you don't punish that dramatic wrongdoing, those democracy-busting crimes, then you're giving the next aspiring dictator a green light to do it all over again.
Donald Trump's court diary will intersect sharply with the campaign trail. The trial of his alleged involvement in riots over there will begin in the courtroom here the day before Super Tuesday, a big voting day in terms of the selection of presidential candidates. Then there's a Republican convention in July. The party may be faced with the choice of a convicted criminal as their candidate for the White House.
So, Father, we ask that you and love...
Prison and the prospect of conviction complicate the politics for Donald Trump. A recent poll showed that in key battleground states, if he's convicted, 6% of voters would switch their vote to Joe Biden. It could be enough to swing the election. How the politics play out will be a concern for the former president, but it won't be the only one. James Matthews, Sky News in Washington.